A viewer asked me, how do I gather fabric by hand? I don't have a sewing machine, but I want to sew by hand. So I'm going to show you a simple way to gather your fabric by hand, especially if you have small items. I'm doing this in contrast. I've got a dark brown piece of fabric here, and I'm using white thread. You want to make sure that you knot the end of the thread so that it doesn't come undone. Insert it from the wrong side. And what I like to do is I like to anchor. So I'm going to sew a couple of times back and forth just to kind of anchor it. I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to do what we call like a running stitch, just back and forth, just like this. I'm going to keep doing that until I reach the other side. Now that I've reached the end, this is what the garment would look like once the thread has been inserted all the way to the ends. Now it's just simply going to take your thread and you're going to pull it, leave the thread in the needle, don't take it out yet. And you're going to simply pull the fabric and gather it to whatever width that you want. Spread it out as need be. Once you have it to your desired width, you're going to take your needle and thread and you're going to anchor it in the end just as we did in the beginning by sewing 3 or 4 stitches at the end of the row to anchor the stitch in place. And you're going to cut your thread. And there you have your gather. And like I said, it's pretty simple. Nothing to it. And that's another quick gathering method. It's not as fast as my fast gathering, which I hope you check that out. But this is another gathering method if you don't have a machine or if you just simply want to gather by hand. So I hope this tip has been helpful. Thanks to the viewer that asked this question. And keep your questions coming. Happy sewing!